Hey guys, so I think it was Instagram I saw this, but 25 years since Digimon first appeared on Fox Kids. And I mean, I was already in what, middle school, so I was already like at least 13 or so, 13, 14 when I started watching it. But Digimon, like Pokemon, had a big impact in my life. Like Pokemon. Sam, can I help you? Can I help you? Yeah, great. Yeah, huge impact. I mean, I remember with Pokemon, Pokemon was the reason I kind of really got into doing voices a lot more. Um, and then we got Digimon, Dragon Ball Z. I mean, there were so many anime at the time that I watched. Um, you know, Pokemon, Digimon, Dragon Ball Z, Card Captors, Sailor Moon, Shaman King, Fighting Foodons, Monster Rancher, Ultimate Muscle. Um, and then you have like the ones that were on Adult Swim, FLCL, Yu Yu Hakusho, Trigun, Cowboy Bebop, not Rurouni Kenshin was, yeah, Kenshin was. Sam, can I help you? Okay, hi. Um, Kenshin Muyo, and then you had the ones like on demand, like Chobits, which is great, Azumanga Daioh, and stuff like that. Can I help you? Are you going to add something to the proceedings, or are you just going to sit there being mouthy? Or since we were talking about Pokemon being Meowthy, he's going to sit there being Meowthy. You shouldn't open your big Meowth unless you have something to say. He's like, don't you do voices with me. I can't understand them. Um. Anyway, Digimon. Du- 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 So Digimon. We're gonna watch the intro. This is a nostalgic trip down memory lane, and then I'll just talk about Digimon for a little bit, for like 30 minutes. No, hopefully it's not. I mean, I could talk about it for 30. It could be an hour. I don't know. Ooh, you never know what I'm gonna do. Ooh. Anyway, Digimon. God, I'm old. But yeah, Digimon. Um, I think when it came to story, I think one of the best moments of the first season, when Patamon finally digivolved into Angemon to take on Devimon, it was so good. I mean, everyone else had digivolved up to that point, and it's like, why isn't Patamon digivolving? And then just out of nowhere, he digivolves, and this is what we get: a freaking angel. Um, and then you have him versus Devimon, and it's so good. Um, but yeah, the story, there are the stakes, like Pokemon stakes were high in like the movies. You know, in the movies, that's when you had the world earth threatening uh, experiences going on, whether it be Mewtwo or the legendary birds causing all this havoc, or Entei and girl with the unknown basically you know being able to hold the world hostage if she wanted to. Whatever the case is, there's always some kind of major threat. Uh, in the Pokemon episodes in the anime, it's not really like that. You have your story. Ash, Misty, and Brock are making their way to the next town to, badge, and some crazy zany antics happen with them, and Team Rocket, and there's like no real threat. Whereas here in Digimon, I mean, you constantly see Digimon die, even though they're reborn in Primary Village, they still die. Um, and you have, villains that are, like Devimon, Myotismon, the Dark Masters. Um, and Digimon, unfortunately, because of how they are, they can bleed into our world. There are plenty of Digimon who've made their way onto Earth, who threaten to destroy Earth and corrupt it. Uh, so they not only have the digital world they can rule, but they can rule over the real world too. So that's more than. And then character development, Ash, Misty, and Brock were pretty much kind of always the same for the most part. But then you have people like Ty and Matt, who where actually all of them, they go through emotions, they go through struggles. They have to find a way to become better people, overcome whatever it is that's worrying them. You know, um, it's like the episode with Skull Greymon. Like Skull Greymon is awesome, but he's like pure evil. And Ty was like trying to like forcing Agumon to digivolve, and through all that evil and hatred and spitefulness, instead of Agumon digivolving to Metal Greymon, which is what he should have, he digivolved into something corrupt and evil and mindless, in the form of Skull Greymon. And that dude is an absolute beast, you know and it's all because of Ty forcing, and he had to learn from that experience. And for a while, he didn't want Agumon to digivolve because he didn't want to take a chance of Skull Greymon popping back up and possibly killing everyone. Um, then you have stuff with Sora, like, oh, my friends need me, but I don't know if I can be there for them, and Matt was just the, I'm the angsty emo one, and everyone's better off without me, and no, you stay here, TK. Ty can watch after you, and I'm gonna leave. An old reliable Joe and Mimi is just kind of like, oh, I have to learn how to be not so, you know, peppy, and I gotta realize that there are horrors of this world, and I can't just be my normal self. I have to, come back down to earth sometimes and realize that, you know, not everything has a positive outcome, or, you know. So they each had their own little struggles and, uh, you know, journeys they had to go on, as opposed to Pokemon. Because from the very beginning, Ash, Misty, and Brock were pretty much always the same. I mean, yeah, they learned lessons, but it wasn't on the same level. Um, but yeah, the first season was amazing. The second season was even more amazing. I've talked about the Dark Ocean. Such a great episode. Kind of creepy with some of the, you know, the overtones, the undertones, the fact that the Scubamon wanted to take Kari, who was, what, 14, and essentially repeatedly impregnate her to spawn an army to take down Dagomon. Yeah, a little weird. 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 A little creepy. But the whole mysteriousness of the Dark Ocean, these mysterious figures, this a dark undersea master. And then when we finally see him, it's just like the staticky silhouette rising from the ocean, and we never truly get to see him. Um, yeah, great episode. Um, the appearance of Black War Greymon. Black War Greymon, amazing. Um, there's a few episodes that come to mind when it comes to Chimeramon. Great episode. I think it was like 2 parts or something. Basically, Ken just like takes DNA or data from a bunch of different Digimon. He like, so it's like it's got like Rurumon's legs and like Kabuterimon's arms, and he's got like Raymon's helmet and like one Devimon arm and an Angemon wing. It was a complete abomination, and it was like kill me. It didn't say that, but it pretty much. Um, and then we got introduced to Magnamon, um, Magnamon, which was really cool. But episodes like that, the Zulongmon, kind of telling us that, oh hey, yeah, Arukenimon and Mummymon aren't the real threat here. That they're pawns being controlled by the true mastermind and the true evil of all of this. Myotismon. Um, and yeah, Myotismon, great villain. Gatomon being slave to him, then eventually finding Kari and becoming her partner. Wizardamon's death, which every time gets you every time. Um, yeah, the guy was just ruthless. You had Myotismon, and then you had Malomyotismon, and this dude was freaking massive. And then you have Venomyotismon, or Venomyotismon. Which one? Hang on. Yeah, yeah, Venomyotismon, and then yeah, and that's Malomyotismon. Yeah. Now, La Vuelta Arukenimon y Mummymon. Yeah, basically saying the death of Mummymon. Pretty pretty hardcore for a kids show. I mean, it was it was brutal. I mean, this dude like had the crimson mist, and it's just like dissolved Mummymon. And you heard him screaming the entire time. It was so brutal. Um, and then you had like season 3 with Digimon Tamers, which was okay. Um, I forget the name of the kind of the bad guy. I remember Beelzemon having to step in and help out because they just couldn't do it. Uh, but Beelzemon, well, Beelzemon. So Leomon was actually, I guess, killed off for good. So Leomon was like the Sean Bean of Digimon. He just died all the time. Um, but this time it was different. So normally when a Digimon is destroyed, their data is sent to primary village and they're able to just grow up again. In this case, after Beelzemon threw Leomon, Leomon didn't die. Instead, his data was absorbed into Beelzemon, meaning he couldn't go back to primary village to, start as a Digi-Egg and grow again. And basically, if something happens to Beelzemon, because he's incorporated Leomon's DNA or data into him, when you know, when he's gone, it's not going to like separate into 2 separate Digimon. The data's not going to disperse and be like, okay, this was Leomon, this was Beelzemon. Okay, no, Leomon's gone. Like the Leomon that we knew is gone. There are other Leomon, but the one specifically that we knew, he's gone. He's not coming back. I remember, especially with Tamers, I remember Jerry's like in the crystal or surrounded by a barrier type thing, and Beelzemon's like, "I'll get you out of there, Jerry, if it's the last thing I freaking do." I'm like, did he just say frickin'? I'm like, we're still watching Digimon, aren't we? Did he just say frickin'? Nice. Nice. Um, but the battles were always fun and awesome, and you look forward to them, especially when Warp Digivolving was, when that music starts playing, and you hear Agumon Warp Digivolve too, Gabumon Warp Digivolve too, and you get War Greymon and Metal Garurumon. You're like, oh yeah, it's about to get real. Um, it was just so cool. It was so cool because they were the only two who could go, you know, have a mega Digivolution at the time. Um, and then you have Angemon who got Magna Angemon, which isn't a mega, it was an ultimate, but it was able to defeat Piedmon with his Gate of Destiny. And such a great moment. He's like, Gate of Destiny. And he just does the whole circle thing, and thing just it opens up, and it's just like a sucks everything in. But it was so cool. Apocalypse, really cool villain. Um, yeah, it was really just, and I remember watching it, and like I said, the story wise, it was just better than Pokemon because the characters felt like there was growth. You felt like they were real, like more of what you would expect from, a show where there's young, these weren't adults, they were kids. So you would expect them to go through more hardships and have more lessons to learn and grow more. And, as opposed to Ash, Misty, and Brock, who are like, oh yeah, we're good people. We're going to towns and helping people out and making Pokemon friends and stopping Team Rocket, but we're not going to do anything bad because, we know they're just misguided. So we're just going to make them blast off and, you know. But then you have like Digimon where Matt like genuinely becomes like almost like a villain almost. Where he kind of turns on them. We're not really not evil. We're not a villain. But he leaves the group. He leaves the group. Um, Also, I'm thinking of like Puppetmon and Cherrymon. They made Cherrymon sound like freaking Marlon Brando, or Godfather Marlon Brando.
Those kids have something you don't have. You need to be smart, Puppetmon. Those kids have something you don't. Gonna make them an offer they can't refuse. I'm gonna offer them my cherries.
Um, but the Dark Masters, Piedmon and Puppetmon, Machinedramon was really cool. Metal Seedramon, River of Power. But yeah, you have all the Greymon, Birdramon, Garurumon, Kabuterimon, Ikakumon, Angemon, Togemon. Um, and then you have all these massive Digimon, even though Meramon is not that big. Andromon. I love how Sukamon is right there, and he's probably like the least. Well, I mean, Sukamon throws his shit at you, so. I mean, that's his shtick. He throws shit at you. And in Digimon World, the game, if any Digimon leaves shit around, he eats it. Like if there's crap on the ground, he will go up and eat it. We have Shellmon, Seedramon. I thought there was someone over here. Monzimon. Like wow, and Kawagamon. Like wow, you really Yeah, I told you. I loved the show. I loved the show. Um, oh, Patamon. Sweet little Patamon. Gomamon. Pentamon. Oh, look, it's Gabumon. And everyone's like, what does Gabumon look like without the fur? He looks pretty stupid. It's like, keep the fur on. Palmon. But, Digimon and whatever. They're the Ginyu Force, apparently. Prodigious. Um, yeah. I mean, like I said, it was just one of the shows I would watch when I was a kid. And to 25 years. 25 years. That's insane. That's insane. You know, and this was on Fox Kids, along with, like I said, Fighting Foodons, Flint the Time Detective. No one ever remembers that show. Ultimate Muscle, Shaman King, um, Shaman King. Great show. Amidamaru. Um, but yeah, this. I want Fighting Foodons though. I should talk about that show. No one remembers that show. People were like, think. I remember. I see comments like, I thought this. I thought this anime was just a fever dream. No one remembers it, and then people who do thought it was just like something they made up in their heads. No, it's a real show. It's called Fighting Foodons, and it's fun. It's fun. Kirby right back at you. You know, all these shows, and then like I said with you know, FLCL and Rurouni Kenshin and all that at night on Adult Swim. But 25 years of Digimon. There's a lot of seasons, but I kind of stopped with season 3, you know, Digimon Tamers, simply because I was just like, eh. Once they started taking regular Digimon or regular objects and putting Mon at the end, like Train Mon or some crap, it's like, come on, step on the tracks. It's like, no, no, I don't think I will. Come on, it'll be fun. What are you, chicken? What are you, Chicken Mon? Like, no, you're a train and you can only hurt me if I step on your tracks. You're bound to your tracks, so I'm going to keep myself away from danger and I am not going to step on your tracks. But I see a Digivice right there. You could be a Digidestined if you want. Just step on the tracks. It's like, no, I don't think I will. What if I told you there was candy on the tracks? Let's go get the candy. Um, but yeah, I kind of lost it. Actually, no. What I kind of watched. What is it? The fourth one with the ancient ones. Like, what is it called? I think it was the one with Lucimon. So I mean, I watched part of it. I don't remember seeing every episode, but yeah, I remember seeing Lucimon. I was like, huh, Lucimon is, you know, Lucifer, and it's just like this little kid, you know, who's kind of like, you know, curled up, but then he's got like this, you know, demon type form, and I'm like, that's a pretty cool Digimon. You know, you got the seven deadly sins. You've got Lucimon, you know, who's Lucifer. It's pretty cool. I see the appeal now. Um, but season 3 with Renamon, uh-huh, uh-huh. I think it was her voice. Maybe the design was mainly because she had the hips, but it was her. I think her voice that was really the driving factor for her appeal. Even though she was a fox, She just had a very alluring voice. So I don't know. Uh, I mean, I can see why furries like her, but for normal people who really liked her, who found her attractive, I think it's just the voice and the humanoid design about like the big hips and all that. Well, she has perfect birthing hips. She could fit there right along with Vaporeon. Did you know, by the way, that when it comes to human and Pokemon compatibility, no, so Digimon, 25 years. Uh, Let me know when you started watching Digimon if you did. Let me know, I know, favorite moment, favorite Digimon, favorite season. Just something that really, when you think of Digimon, it's the first thing you think of. For me, like I said, it's like the Dark Ocean episode. You know, how Kari is constantly like flickering in and out of realms, and she ends up in this Dark Ocean realm. And again, how the freaking Scubamon wanted to essentially breed with her. You know, this 14-year-old girl to have like Scubamon and her hybrids to lead in an army against their undersea master, and is like, oh, jeez. Also, there's the episode when Ty goes back to finally gets back to the real world, and it's like drawn all different, and like Kari's sick or something, and it felt weird throughout the episode, mainly because it was like drawn so different, and it was really somber because he had to go home, he had to go back to the digital world, and you know, Kari didn't want him to go because she loves her big brother and didn't want him to go. It was just like, it was just felt off the entire time though. I guess because of the animation. Um, but really good episode. Um, but yeah, whatever Digimon thing you can think of. But anyway, 27 minutes. I told you I'd probably be talking for about 30 minutes about Digimon. I told you. I love Digimon. I love it. I love it. Um, anyway, that's gonna do it for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.